Okay, we have Ange getting back on Charlie. We're transferring the Roundyard and the groundwork up to the riding position. All the exercises are the same exercises in the Roundyard, groundwork and riding. So we're riding in a halter. We ride him in a bridle as well. But it's a real luxury to be able to ride in the halter, because the purpose is, what she's doing now is our hippies, and she's bringing her chin around, a little bit of weight in the outside stirrup. And we found by tapping from the opposite side, she's tapping the go button, she's actually building it. And what we're doing is, and we want that front foot to step over there. So if you just come back over here, Ange. Okay, so that hippie exercise also is a softening exercise deep in this neck muscle here. So what we're asking for, and this is our major safety feature of this hippie as well, and what we want is that front foot to step over. You'll see that left leg, and he's lifting his head up, so it's actually not stepping over. So Ange is trying to get his head position in a better place so that it's more efficient for him to move. And you'll see that leg's now screwing into the ground, and that's because his head's up. So once he drops his head, so she keeps asking for more energy to come forward, and we're after our horse to try and solve this problem. Now by dropping his head, and then he can lift up that leg, and that's what she let go for. Once Angie let go, she told the horse that by dropping your head, you can easily pick up your foot and move it across, all right? So it's about showing the horse dance steps, really. Now that step that Angie did, that stops rearing and bucking, because we're always going to talk about how the handbrake goes on the horse. Now the handbrake is the locking up of the knees, and if the head goes up, the handbrake goes on. So Angie's actually tapping him, one, to drop his head, and maybe two, for energy, because Angie needs X amount of energy to achieve that. Now we're training his mind, we're always training his mind. So what we're after, our horse should be set up for success, but feel successful. So it's up to us to get that head in the correct position so the energy can flow correctly. And that's what Angie's working on. She's working on the head, which also determines the energy flow. So if the head comes up, the energy goes up, so the horse is working 10 times harder, the same as driving your car in the handbrake on. So we want our horse to understand the efficiency of energy flow, that they actually work 10 times harder than what we ask because their head's in the wrong position. Now, it's up to us to train the muscles to hold the head in the correct position. That's why we have all our exercises, to train the muscles to hold the head there, like a weightlift coach. The head's a very heavy obstacle. If the horse head goes up, the energy becomes like the handbrakes on in a car. We have to get the head down, then we ask the horse to move once we got the head in the correct position. So what Angie's doing now is keeping him on the fence by just touching him on the neck there, and you can see his head's there. And so the horse is actually starting to understand, if I put my head there, gee, life's easy, gee, I'm more efficient, gee, it's more successful. All right, so we'll get Angie to come across, and you'll see her change the rope to the other side, and she needs to just relax and swing the rope over to the other side. And you can see that that's what we want in our horse. All right, now lifting him up. All right, beautiful. All right, so if you come to me and then move him over, Ange, like a side pass sort of move. So she's picking him up, and you can see that head position and energy. We need him to elevate, to lighten up and move him over. We want to teach our horse not to pull down, because if that happens, we can all come crashing to the ground. See that beautiful head position there? You can see Ange is working it like a weightlift coach. Pump the muscle up, let it go, pump it up, let it go. Beautiful, Ange. Now she's tapping him not for energy as such, but to get him to drop his head. We've taught the horse that tapping or touching with the whip on its own means drop your head. Then if we kiss and give another cue and tap, that means bring more energy up. So, and she's doing really well. She's just asking him to come off that rein. She's actually trying to create a wonderful situation with the horse where she's going, well, you're fighting and arguing, but all I'm asking, a little touch, is far less energy than fighting and arguing. We have to get our horse to understand that arguing is 10 times more energy and less efficient. We have to get him to understand that head position is efficiency, because the energy can flow better. Beautiful, Ange. You want to do a back up, Ange? So we're not going to pull him, we need head position. Good girl. See how he elevated, lifted himself up. He's backing through the hindquarters in collection. We must have head position for that back up, because in that position she can go into a canter, side pass, do anything she wants. Okay, beautiful. Ange, do you want to just try a side pass, sweetheart? And tapping him. So again, she's hunting for that head position. We want our horse to hunt for that head position because it's more efficient, and that's really beautiful. Now, what I want you to understand is our Angie's body is going to replicate his like a dancer. So she's going to lift her chin up, her chest up, and lift up with him and ask him to move across like that. Okay, we got taught to actually look the other way, but in the position Angie's in now, she can go hippie, go into a roll back like that. So she's got to tap him forward there. Now the head went up, so the energy's going back, so she's not going to give up. See, when the nose goes up, the energy goes back. That's rearing and bucking. Now that's what the safety feature of our hippie is. We got our hippie so that the head comes down. That's beautiful. See, she's teaching him to elevate, but all the time she's a weight lift coach. Always pump that muscle up, let it go. Pump it up, let it go. Beautiful, darling. Yeah, a little canter. Now, don't forget, we've just started this horse. He's going amazing. He's just a baby. He's never bucked, and we ride him in the bridle the same amount as the halter. We've found that if we alternate between the bridle and the halter, because the bridle is a better tool. Okay, it's a better communicator. Most horses prefer it. They hate the halter, but Charlie, he's been awesome right from the start, and you can see Angie's confidence with him is really sweet. So what she's going to do is still keep him onto the fence with that rein, asking the shoulder over. Now what she's doing now, that's all right, just go left, go one way now, back the other way if you want. Okay, we don't panic about lead changes at this early stage, but we're teaching him to set up for it. He does lead changes already, and you know, he's been trying pretty hard for us here. So Angie's tapping on the opposite side there on the go button. We don't use any leg, no kicking, no spurs. So what she's doing is tapping the go button on the offside here, or the inside to her hand, and that's saying more energy please, more energy please. And we want the head nice. If his head comes up, it's going to be harder for him, he's going to work harder. So what she's doing, she's asking him off the fence, but it can only be really gentle. And look, sometimes it just doesn't happen at this early stage, so don't worry about it. So good. So maybe you can even relax and throw the rope over and then come in like that. Good girl. Now it takes a really relaxed state to be able to throw the rope over the horse's head. So Angie's been doing that for a bit now. Because you can't be tense, the more tense you are, the harder it is. And she might come in now and then go the opposite way, across the middle. She's going to look where she's going, hand down near the thigh there. Now she's going to ask him. And you know, the horse is nearly done in this lesson. We don't have to go for hours training them. We actually get less and less rather than more and more. So he's in the incorrect lead there, so she might want to just stop him and start again. Put on the back heel a tiny bit. Okay, so she's still there, so she might slow him down to the walk preferably. Okay, good boy. He's a beautiful horse. Angie was giving really subtle cues there. She knows what to do. And you can see there that the horse his head's up a tiny bit too much, but it's not too bad. But yeah, we want that the horse understands where efficiency's at, because he only knows our training. All right, now this horse does best of stops, so maybe Angie will show us a couple, and then that'll do him. He's always done beautiful sliding stops. That's because we've always collected him for the stops. Beautiful boy. Now, the problem is most breakers in the past, they lost our stops. But with our training, we start off keeping the stop. That's why he's the best. This horse is the best stop you ever see from his first ride. And maybe she'll show us another one because she surprised him there. But we want collection in the stop so he gets back onto his hocks, and we don't want him propping on his front. So Angie will work his head position into collection and then ask that stop, and that's how we get the sliding stop. So we want the head beautiful as she can in a halter. That's why we got to go back to bridle and halter, bridle, halter, because he's not going to get that perfect shape and form we're after all the time in a halter. So what she's going to, you watch him, He loves to stop. That's because we've kept the stop since day one. Now in the beginning, we actually have stopped. We have to teach him to go. So what we've really focused on with this horse, or all the horses we've started, is that the horse stops on his hindquarters in a beautiful shape, and they can't wait to stop. So, you know, he's been a beautiful boy for us, so that's probably enough. You know, Angie's going to do another stop here, and we need him more collected to get that beautiful sliding stop, but still it's awesome. You know, when you're starting a horse, you got to know you got brakes. So all our horses do beautiful stops because we never lost a stop in the first place. Basically, people are riding their horse at the beginning when they first started and setting them up wrong, so they lose their stops. But we've kept our stop. And this horse is a beautiful stopper. So we just watch Ange. So he lost his momentum there mainly because he fought against her. If he had been a little bit softer, but that's all right, we don't care. We got tons of time to teach him. Whoa, he's a beauty. He's getting taller too, eh? All right, thanks Ange. Beautiful, okay? Well done.